So just yesterday, I came into this little building behind me to check the quail, and right on top of one of their cages was this guy, a western black rat snake. And that's not a good thing to have in the quail. Now he's small, he's less than 3 feet long. I'm thinking 2.5 or something like that, and it's something that would it eat one of my quail at this size? No. Larger rat snakes definitely would, but it would eat their eggs. And if it found its way over there behind me to the rabbits, it would definitely eat and enjoy some of those baby rabbits that we just had birthed. So these guys, like I said, I just started this daily snake thing a while ago, and snakes are just coming out of the woodwork. This is one of 3 snakes we found yesterday, all different species, all beautiful specimens, and definitely ones that, you know, we do like to find. Now these ones, like I said, for various reasons aren't the best to have around, but if they stay away from the animals, you know, we don't mind having them on the property, because along with their diet is going to be things like voles, mice, shrews, rats, stuff like that. And they are also known for, you know, lizards and frogs and songbirds. They definitely do like eggs. If they find eggs, they'll eat a bunch of them. We've seen them get in with chickens before down in Blue and the Greens land, eat a bunch of them. Some people put golf balls in the nest just to deter them, so that way when they eat the golf ball, they can't pass that. They can't break it down like an egg and it kills them. So it's kind of a way to, one strike and you're out. Personally, if we got one that's a problem, I just like to relocate them and take them on a trip somewhere far, far away and let them live their life. So black rat snakes are interesting. Officially, it's the longest snake in North America. I think there was one almost, it was just shy of 8.5 feet. Found once up in Canada. And we had these back in Wisconsin too, but they were endangered, I think. And I never found any. I think these and the racers were 2 that you could potentially find, if I remember right. But anyway, definitely got something that's going to be a food source in the ecosystem too. So when they're smaller, a lot of different animals are going to be eating them. You know, you got your foxes and possums and raccoons and stuff like that that'll eat them. Then you got your birds of prey that'll definitely enjoy them too. These guys, when they mate, they'll lay up to about 20 eggs. The pattern, they actually do have a pattern. I know it looks just black on the top and you can see some stuff on the side, but when they're born, they're a lighter color with a darker pattern on them, and they kind of fade out to this eventually. And then on the throat and the belly, they kind of start with a just white to a white with black, and then eventually it goes to like a red and black, and eventually to a pure black as it transitions down the belly. You're cool. Yeah. And what else do we know about these guys? Well, one thing is, I think that one of the reasons we're finding so many snakes now is it's starting to cool out a little bit. Yesterday, you know, it did hit 88, 89 degrees that I saw. But during the summer, a lot of snakes, including these guys, are going to be nocturnal. It's just too hot for them during the day. You know, being a cold-blooded creature, they'll heat up as much as the temperature around them. And if it's too hot, you know, and there's nowhere to hide, it just fries them. So they'll hide out during the day, stay out of the sun, much like a lot of desert reptiles do sometimes too. And then at night they'll come out, but they'll be more active during the days. When it does get a little bit cooler, they do hibernate, and one of their nicknames is actually the pilot snake, and that comes from a superstition or belief where that these will show other snakes where to hibernate, because they will den overwinter with copperheads, with rattlesnakes, with venomous snakes like that, and just kind of have a communal den where there's a bunch of snakes in one hole. I've seen some footage before of them finding, you know, well, whether it's garter snakes or other species, where they find an actual den and it's just completely full of snakes. It's an incredible sight to hold. And this guy, I mean, he's hanging on to me really good. But when Mr. V. Cellier came down from Canada for a visit, you know, there was a black rat snake bigger than this, just going straight across the trunk of a tree. A lot of things will climb up branches or things like that, but these guys can go straight up trunks. I've seen them climbing up buildings before, where they're just heading up the siding on a building. I mean, they're able to use their muscles that incredibly to just to grasp and to climb. So definitely crazy. So black rat snake, Very cool snake. Definitely enjoy them. Definitely like seeing them around. They can pose potential problems on the homestead. Like I said, this one was finding our quail. It was in the process. And I just happened to walk in there. Thankfully I was in there too, because a lot of times the little peppers do the chores. And they can't see up as high as I can. So I hear those birds now. It reminds me of what you hear when a nest gets attacked by one of these guys. But they may not have been able to see them, the little peppers on their own. So good thing I was there. And we were able to find this one. So just another video for my daily snake series. All right, guys. Young juvenile black rat snake. Seriously, guys, check this thing out. I mean, I just put it on a cottonwood or sycamore. They call them by the same name down here. But not a lot of bark to even grip onto. But look at that thing just go. It just heads straight up that tree with the greatest of ease. Doesn't phase it. Just amazing, guys. Look at that skill on that snake.
As always, I'm Papa Pepper, and I'd like to remind you, don't post for free. If you'd like to be part of a revolution in social media, an economic power to the people where users can actually blog for cryptocurrency, then I'd recommend that you check out Steemit.com and join the revolution. Papa out.